Liberal Dan Radio presents
Fat Man Rant.
I'm about to play a clip that I saw watching MSNBC. It's from Michelle Goldberg. She is a New York Times columnist and an MSNBC contributor. And I had to replay it a couple of times because it just baffled my mind. So here it is, and I'll give some commentary afterwards.
These cases might go, or just kind of how broad their implications might be. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure if, for example, Jews and other religious minorities understand that a case that basically says you can say, kind of my religious beliefs trump public accommodation laws. Whether that, that doesn't necessarily only apply to the LGBTQ community. That can apply, and I think it's important to remember that in the days of segregation, in the days when you had businesses that were saying that it was their right as a kind of sovereign business not to serve black customers, many of them did couch those objections. They did couch that discrimination in religious terms.
So when I first saw that clip, I didn't know her name. So I don't know who she was or what her background was. And I was about to make a whole different rant because I'm Jewish and I'm thinking, why would somebody assume that Jews wouldn't know that? Because Jews are the ones who should know that. And if you're a Jewish person who doesn't know that, your parents failed you in educating you about your history. I mean, Jews are going to be the ones who first say, first they came for the, and then talk about that. I mean, and other religious minorities obviously should know that as well. But Jews are going to be the ones who absolutely should know this. But then when I looked up her name and then looked up her heritage and saw that she is Jewish as well, I mean, why would she assume that Jews wouldn't know this? It's just bizarre. I don't understand. I really don't understand why she would make the assumption or question that Jews might not know this. I mean, maybe there are some, but most should. And it was just a bizarre statement to make. Obviously, this ruling that was made is the first step in many steps to come. This opens the door for continued discrimination. This is the first building block, the first precedent to build other precedents on top of that. This is going to be used in the future for this activist conservative Supreme Court to layer other precedents on top of each other. So somebody else can claim a sincerely held religious belief that they believe that they can now discriminate against this person or that person or this group and that group because they believe that such and such thing is against their religion, and this is a sincerely held religious belief, so therefore they can discriminate against this group too. And this activist conservative Supreme Court is going to be able to say, well, now we can allow that form of discrimination as well because we can use this ruling, the 303 creative, as our justification. And it's going to be 6-3 because Roberts can now say, well, stare decisis, I can now rest my hat on this ruling too. So yes, clearly we should understand that this is just the first step of many that these bigots are going to use to just build more and more layers of discrimination on top of each other. But my mind's still blown that this person would go on national television and wonder if Jews would know that this ruling would not just apply to LGBTQA folks, that it might apply to other people too. Duh. Yes, of course it's going to apply to other people. Why would you think otherwise? How do people like that get on MSNBC? It blows my mind.